House of Representatives warned that the recent fuel hike could lead to social unrest following a meeting between the federal government and the labor leaders that ended without agreement. NNPC recently raised petrol price to 1,030 naira per litre in Abuja, and similar increases occurred around Nigeria. The second price hike in a month has led to a higher transportation and food costs. Labor union, including the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) and the Trade Union Congress (TUC), demanded an immediate reversal of the price hike. The House also urged the government to reverse the increases, citing the economic hardship on Nigerians, and called for action on impairing domestic refineries and exploring alternative energy sources. They warned that if unchecked, rising food and gas price could deepen poverty, inflation, and social unrest. The federal government, represented by officials including the Secretary to the Government and the Minister of Finance, Petroleum and Information, held a closed-door meeting with labor leaders, but no resolution was reached. Both sides agreed to continue negotiations. Meanwhile, the government acknowledged the challenge posed by the price hike, but expressed confidence that their tough economic decision would eventually yield positive results. So the Labour Party, the Labour Union and the Trade Union Congress have gone into a negotiation with the federal government, but all still ended in a deadlock. Now, what do you think? Because their grievances is the fact that the price hike in fuel is also affecting transportation. And of course, you can tell how if you drove down here, you can tell how much you got fuel, and if you paid transport commercial vehicles, you can also tell how much that is not as it used to be. So now, do you think, because there is no agreement here, but they said they will continue negotiation, and the House of Reps said this shouldn't cause unrest, that people should be calm about it. Do you think that Nigerians can actually be calm with all of this that is going on?
First of all, I want to look at from the perspective of the Labour Union. Actually, Emma will tell you for free that Nigerian Labour Union, Labour Congress, has failed us, has failed Nigerians in the sense that they've turned Labour Union to be too political. Gone are the days, there were a time in this country whereby Labour Union, they were able to stand in the gap for Nigerians. But now what they do is too political. Okay, look at the last time that they said they wanted to embark on a protest, on a strike. They didn't do it. It ended up before you know it. No, what Nigeria needs now, this period, we need people who can stand in the gap and speak on behalf of Nigeria and Nigerians. The level at which Nigeria is is moving towards a lacuna whereby it will end into what? Revolution. Because the hike in fuel, virtually fuel, once there's hike in fuel, it affects every other sector.
Exactly.
Both transportation, because anybody, both building materials, food commodities, and all that, it affects. So if Labour Union can, now looking at what they say that they have a closed-door meeting. Are we looking out for closed-door meeting? We're looking out for implementation of what is happening, not for closed-door meeting. Closed-door meeting is when a house is on fire. Nigerians are suffering. The house is on fire, and you're talking about closed-door meeting. Closed-door meeting don't look at what. But I pray the closed-door meeting use something meaningful. But towing this level, there's no roadmap for Nigerians with this, because there's really nothing to hold on to. NLC and Nigerian Trade Union should put up things. Those days, we had the regulation for price of goods and services. They will tell you that if you're buying a cup of rice should be sold at this rate. A cup of rice should be sold at this rate. But as I'm talking to you, there's no regulatory body for all these things. In fact, even when it comes to the transportation sector, there's no regulatory. What we do now, we price along. they'll tell you that this is the price of what. There's no really a specific amount. You cannot budget yourself from the house that this is how I'm moving and this is how I'll come back. No, you just go with what you have, and anyway it ends you find your way back home. For you to walk down home, you walk down home. For you to sometimes you go to the market, you don't know what to buy. You're just confused because what you have. In fact, those days I feel for husbands that gives their wife list, that their wife read list. They put them into confusion because the list that you write and you go to the market, coming back, what they will bring for you will not be up to what you buy for 20,000, 30,000 will not even be up to a handful. And maybe the husband will be looking at the wife that if you don't want to, but no, it's because of what we have in the market. What you have at hand cannot really get you a few things in the market. Now, a cup of egusi is how much? So these are the things that we're talking about. So please.
Okay. Now you said that it's more like the labor union and the trade union congress are actually not working in favor of Nigerians. And again, you were like, why should I have a closed door meeting? Remember that the whole of Nigerians cannot go in there to have a meeting with these people to negotiate for negotiation. And we need representatives, and these people have gone in there for. So if you're saying that they are not fighting for Nigerians, that they are doing for their own selfish interests, then why do you think that they are pressing the federal government to bring down the price of to reverse this subsidy removal?
Why I say this because the last time they went on strike, with Nigerians thought. I also thought that they were talking about the hike of fuel, or rather, what they were concerned about minimum wage. And now, looking at
so are you not excited that after they actually pressed that, the federal government moved from 30,000 to 70,000, even though it wasn't what they actually wanted? Is that not for the benefit of also Nigerians too?
No, that's for the benefit for parts of Nigerians, not the majority. There are some Nigerians that, since they were born, they don't know what is called salary.
Okay.
They work for themselves. Those people that who sell, they don't know what is called salary. That is where they work from, and that's where they get. Those people who work at the roadside who build houses, they don't know what to call salary. So if you're pushing up if you're fronting a matter, front for the benefit of everybody. Don't front a matter that will be just for your own self and maybe a few others. If they've come out to hit for fuel, everybody will benefit from it. For the hike of fuel, once it comes down, everybody will benefit from it. So labor union should look out for what concerns the populace, not what concerns a few sector. Because now look at it will only affect this now. Listen, this minimum wage does not even affect the private sector. Those people who work in the companies and the banks and all that, it doesn't affect them. It's just only government-based.
The minimum wage?
The minimum wage, yes.
No, I prove you wrong with that because what the House of Rep came up with, what they said, this is both for private. As long as you're working under someone, the least of payment should be 7,000.
Can I also put it to you that the man who is teaching in a private-owned secondary school, the proprietor and the proprietors will dictate. We are not. They
didn't say that a lot will agree because even as it stands, some state governors have not still come to terms with it. But that does not deny the fact that it has been said and it has been implemented that 70,000 should be paid to the least worker, be it in a private or in a government-owned organization. But now it is left for those people to decide if they're going to do it or not.
Now, this is the part that the government is failing to do. Now, when you say this, you follow it up.
But we also have a particular state governor that has decided to pay 70,500 naira. Right? To go ahead.
To go ahead, yes.
So it's not about if it is this is not for minority. It's for majority. And maybe the idea was, the idea was, since you have removed subsidy and things are not now very expensive, increase these workers' money. So that by the time they have the money, they can afford this thing because they knew that removal of subsidy was going to make hit up in inflation. All right, which actually happened. And now they are going for negotiations, saying that they want the federal government to reverse this price so that Nigerians can live a comfortable life. So, and maybe what they actually said was not comfortable with them, so they decide that it is not just going to work that way. So they came up, I mean, they did not reach agreement, which is to say that they will go back again.
Yes, yes.
So when you were saying it's for their own selfish interest, and I'm wondering how.
No, now you said the government said even to private owned
Exactly.
Now my concern is that, having said that, what are the measures put in place to make sure that this is being implemented? You don't just say it and it ends there. Just like for as I am now as a father, I send my child to go and get me water, and I'm waiting, he's not back. Will I still remain in the seat? No, you got to look if what is holding the child. So after you must have given the issue of the law, you follow it up. What are the measures? Have they set a panel or a group to go to all these private-owned universities to checkmate, get their voucher and look at checks and balance to see how much are they paying if they have implemented this. So if you watch, that's why I say it still also boils down to what? To a sect. Well, kudos to the labor union for what? For taking this step. But please, I'm also looking at, please, they should not be bought.
So what should be done to the people that are not ready to implement this 70,000 naira minimum wage?
Yes, let the federal government start from these state governments that have refused. Let them start from the one that they can curtail first of all. Okay. Because they may not be able to curtail that of the private-owned institutions and all that, and maybe sectors. Let them start from the state governors first that have refused to abide by this. Then from there they can now get down to the what? To the least aspect. But if they cannot get from the state governors, how do they think that those at the bottom can also they will not? So let them start from that part. Then kudos to LLC that have what and Nigerian Trade Union that have told this part. But I also pray that they also should not be bought, because going forward, you see, most of the times you see that at the end of the tunnel, you just find out that maybe it just waggle at a point, and maybe it ends up as what? Headline news. Let them follow it up and make sure that the price of goods and services, the price of fuel is being reduced to the minimum range. If you can get the price of fuel for at least 300 naira, not going to how it was where it was in then of 200. If minimum at least 300 to 400, it will be okay for Nigerians. And maybe that will also, the major aspect of it is if the fuel can go down. Once the fuel goes down, every other thing will go down. Because the man that is selling is he will tell you that he enters vehicle to buy these things. And the cost of transportation also is also affected. So please.
You know, we are living in a country where the moment thing goes up,
everybody, yes.
People don't want it to come down again. So do you think that even if they are able to reach this agreement and the price of fuel reduced, that the marketers, the market people, the commercial drivers who will want to reduce the fare back to what it used to be?
It will reduce. That's where you see Nigerians in action. It will reduce. What I said to you, do you know that this even is increase in fuel has also affected universities? Inflation in school fees rates.
Everything.
I'm telling you, everything has increased. Even when it comes to school fees in the higher institution, it has also increased. But I believe that once it comes down, Nigerians will know. We know it must virtually come down. It must. It is a must. It's a matter of must, not maybe. Okay. Once it comes down, to not bringing it down by maybe it was sold for maybe for 1,300 and you're reducing it to 1,250. No. Bring it down to a glaring size that we can see. It will come down.